Hello, YouTube and X. It's your main man, BTM here, bringing you back to BTM Crypto News Network. Thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we're talking about Zebec. And Zebec's got a lot of announcements coming down the line. And the partnership with XLM, we're going to look at that today, and also the video with Kraken and the Kraken listing, which is coming soon. So, like I told you guys, just be patient. After Cybos, things are going to pick up. So, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let's see who is here. Shout out to my main man, Yazim. We're back, baby. I told you guys, just be patient and hang in there. Uh, who is this? This is Silver Days. What up, fam? Silver Days is Yazim. What's going on? Zebec, Zebec. Let's go. I haven't done a live stream. I did one with Black Roo earlier this week, but I've been crazy busy, so I'm just trying to catch up. But after the price today, I knew I had to come on here and rally the troops, pull the sailors, get the ships in line, because I know you guys been waiting. I know you guys been waiting for months, years, decades, and now the moment we've all been waiting for is starting to align up. Silver Day says, smash the like and subscribe. Thank you, sir. BTM or Black Tiger, let's go. New Way, what's going on with you, fam? What up, though? BTM, what up, BTM? What up? Rise above, what's going on with you? Flip coins, let's go. And this is what we have been waiting for, the price action to move. So let me start the screen share and turn on the spotlight and see what we can see. I guess we'll start with the crypto bubbles. On the bubbles, you can see here Zebec, the ZBCN token is up. Wow, what was that? 12% on the day. It did come up and went down, and now it's back up to the 005. I told you guys, don't fade the 5, right? And we are back at the 5. What is this? Up 2.2% on the hour, 12% on the day, 23.9 on the week, 27.8 on the month, and we're back into that 414% territory. So we're back rolling. Leo is up 12.1%. Prime's up 1.3. Helium is up 5.6. Litecoin is up 6.7. I'm gonna have to check out some Litecoin actually. Tau is up 2.2. And what is this? This is White Rock is up 0.4. I'm just waiting for that world mobile token to start pumping again. And we are off to the races. So let me know what you guys think about that. So let me know what you guys think and what is going on. And there's a lot of red in the market. So it's a good thing this announcement came out while we were pumping. So actually, let's look at Live Coin Watch. Live Coin Watch says the 005, don't fade the 5, unchanged in the hour, up 11.3 in 24 hours, 23.6 on the week, 25.9 on the month, 42.3 for the 90 days, and 406.4 on the year. Look like we're up 1.48 on the hour. So for all the fudders and all the haters, what you got to say now? We are back and we are pushing up. What's going on? Silver Days Flip Coin is in the house. This is CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap says also 005, up 11.1% on the day, back up to that 461.9 million market cap. 24-hour trading volume is 29.6 million, up 99% in the last 24 hours. So we're definitely seeing some action here, guys. We are back where we were and getting ready for this next rally up. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Current holders is, let me refresh this real quick, make sure we get the new number. And let me see. So according to what is this? According to what up, Tony T? Let's see what's going on here. Silver Days, Flipcoin is in the house. What up? Yo, Silver Days, what up? Easy Money, what up, Tony T? Let's go. Tony T is in the house. Easy Money. That's what I'm talking about. So, according to crypto, top exchange ranked by trust scores, CoinGecko says Kraken is number 8. And look what's right above Kraken is that Coinbase exchange at 3 billion, Kraken's 1.7 billion. Binance is 29 billion. Let me see. Yep, that's billions. And the trust score for Kraken is 10 out of 10. Same for Coinbase and the same as Binance. And there was also another listing today. Oh, wow. Kraken is bigger than, okay, maybe it's not bigger. Of the top 8, Kraken is the largest, the smallest of the top 10 out of 10 ranking. So how you like me now? So we're definitely going to see some price action here. So let's go on over to the BTM Crypto News Network. Make sure you join to stay current on news events for a Zebec, ZBCN, XRP, Caspa, Turbo Token, and now XLM. I think I'm going to start doing some XLM and XDC videos. But as always, don't forget to share, like, and hit your main man up with a super chat. I'm just trying to keep the lights on BTM Crypto News Network. Tony, send BTM a DM with your YouTube handle so you can hook up with the rich. Yeah, Tony, send me a message on X so I can get your handle. Put your at YouTube so I can add you to the BTM Crypto News Network as a moderator. But let's get to the news. So this is research confirmed. Slap your mama. What up? Research confirmed. Strong alignment between Zebec Tech and FedNow. What? Zebec does not replace FedNow, but integrates directly with it alongside FedWire and ACH to enhance real-time payroll and payments. This is achieved through their long-term partnership with CodaPay, top 50 ACA originator and subsidy of First International Bank. And CodaPay and First International Bank have been around for 100 years. So it's definitely a viable business partner and something that is definitely trustworthy. Let me see here. Where were which modernize ACH Swift connectivity for Zebec's PayBridge ecosystem. Key highlights from recent discussions and announcements: integration mechanics, Zebec rails plug into Federal Reserve managed systems like FedNow for faster, cheaper, and borderless transactions. This allows toggling between RTP, real time payments, ACH, and stablecoins flows in real time using AI for optimal routing, fraud detection, and compliance. For example, during the Cybos 2025 space session, Zebec CEO Sam emphasized driving mass adoption by embedding into existing US rails without interruptions. Use cases and partnerships: Zebec enables immediate wage access via FedNow, improving employee dynamics, echoing FedNow's own innovative spotlight on payroll. Through CodaPay, Zebec connects to every U.S. bank via ACH networks, including FedNow, for shorter payment cycles and earned wages across EWA. Broader ecosystem ties include ISO 20022 compliance, adopted by FedNow in July 2025. And we mentioned that several times. The ISO 200 compliant is to help the crypto industry merge with the existing fiat banks. So people are saying crypto will put the banks out of business, but actually, crypto will work with the banks. So it won't put them out of business. It might disrupt them, but they will still be functioning, because at some point you'd have to use your crypto to convert it back to fiat, right? It's just making everything faster. Positioning Zebec for institutional rails like tokenized payroll and U.S. charter schools and cross-border remittance. So big shout out to Slap Your Mama. And Slap Your Mama, go ahead and send us some of those samples, bro. We want to check you out so we can support the channel. Sold my car for $2,500 just to buy more ZBCN. Don't worry, I already got 2 cars. Didn't need the third. So shout out to Chi Chi Slide, Cha Cha Slide. Interesting. But yeah, it's not financial advice, guys. Don't sell your cars or remortgage your house or sell your kidneys. You might need those. But DCAN, right? Put what you can. We still have time. Although time is running out, there is still time. We are ahead of the curve, guys. We are actually out in front of this, right? 90% of the population doesn't even own crypto. And of the 90%, I doubt very seriously these guys even understand what Zebec is trying to do. What up, Yazim, Silver Days, Silver Dollar, or Silver Days, Yazim? What up, Rico Clean? What up, though? So let me see here. So this is Lone Shadow Land, Colorado River, Bluff Ranch, 309 acres, Runnels, just Runnels County, Texas. 3,200 feet of private Colorado River frontage, bluffs, grasslands, and wildlife. Perfect for hunting on your dream ranch. Shout out to RWA, Zebec, Binance, Texas Dirt, Real Assets, Lone Shadow Land, American Made Motivation. So shout out to the Lone Shadow Land. This is Ghost. Shout out to Ghost and Slap Your Mama and Creative Control for keeping us up to date with announcements and information for crypto. So this is the Zebec with Circle USDC. Circle is the originator of the USDC token. Wade's link, ZPN device, the Zebec cards, and a Zebec payroll. And this is payroll and salary, trade, finance, supplier, payments, retail payments, AI payments, service provider, reconciliation and reporting. And reconciliation is big in the financial services, right? You need to know where your money is and where it's going and making sure it balances. So if these guys can help with that and help with Circle, the sky is the limit, my guys. Consumer payments, micro payments, uh, remittance, e-commerce, subscriptions, FX ventures, risk and fraud services, liquidity services, compliance services, credit services, billing services, institutional payments, forex settlements, treasury services, government payouts, capital markets and DeFi, Circle platform, CPN core services, orchestrates and governance, services, web developers, wallets, contracts, and look like pay waters, but I can't really tell. Liquidity, digital assets, stable coins, USDC plus the euro or EURC, and tokenized funds, USYC. So, Rico, clean. I was hoping this XML partnership really booms us price wise. I think so too. But I think we're still waiting for that announcement to come out or actually push forward. This is the Kraken FX listing for ZBCN October 15th falls on the same day as the token unlock. We know that usually happens following an unlock. This is going to be huge. So this is intermediate market reaction the 9th to the 15th. The announcement today has already sparked a 6% price surge in the ZBCN, pushing it to around 0048 from its recent trading range 0043 to 0045. This is typically listing pump behavior. Retail FOMO drives volume spikes on existing exchanges like KuCoin, OKX, and Mexi, where daily volumes hit 19 million plus. On-chain data shows Kraken wallets accumulating, hinting at pre-listing positionings by institutions. Expects this momentum to build over the next week with a potential 15 to 25% gain. That's what I'm talking about. By October 15th, if broader market sentiment holds, no BTC dip below 60K, that's definitely not happening. However, the concurrent 1 billion token unlock on the 15th could introduce short-term selling pressure, capping upside unless liquidity absorbs it quickly. So shout out to XRP nuts. This is 8 XR or XZBN XRP. The ZBCN volcano erupt has finally begun. I'm tripping. The eruption. And you can see here we are warming up at the 005, the next to 008, the 01. That's the same thing, actually. The 001, the 009 cents, 55 cents, and the $1. Let's go. I've been saying for weeks, ZBCN Millie Billy celebration on Tulone FX in the spring. Wait, just wait. We will get on Kraken. Just wait until we get on Kraken. Don't worry, just buy now. Tony, I spent the rest of my dry powder in September. All right. Actually, just got hit, so I need to step away for a second. But let me run this video for he's talking about why Stellar and ZBCN. I'll be right back. I took this flush, so gotta step away. I'll be back. Let's start the video.
ZBCN and Stellar are teaming up and they will change digital payments forever. And you want to stick around to the end. But anyway, no BS. Let's get right into it. So, Stellar and ZBCN, Stellar Network already provides banks and remittances providers around the world. And Zebec's real-time stablecoin payroll, I think they will fit together into their ecosystem. But I haven't really been looking into Stellar that much. I used to hold it back in 2020. It was called the sister of XRP. And if you look at the price action of Stellar, kind of mirrors what XRP is doing. So I've talked on this channel that there is like a stable coin narrative. All the big banks in institutions talking about issuing their own bank stablecoin post Genius Act. And on Stellar Network, they're working with a lot of big institutions and they're focusing on RWA tokenized assets. Zebec is a US based company, so is Stellar Network. And they talk about how the US has changed over time because, you know, the last previous administration, the Biden administration, was very anti-crypto. Now we've got a pro-crypto administration. Now things are changing. The key thing about this interview was that both of them are working with All Unity. Okay, Zebec announced that they are partnering with All Unity, backed by Deutsche Bank, integrating the EURAU micro-compliance backed stablecoin into their card suite and paying workers in a euro stablecoin pegged to the euro. And then, as you can tell, USDC is their main default stablecoin. So now they've got a US backed stablecoin that's pegged to the dollar, and now they have a euro market compliant stablecoin backed by the euro. But anyway, take a look at this clip of Stellar and Zebec partnership together and how they are going to expand. Take a look at this.
Well, I'm joined today by Boris Reznikov from the Stellar Foundation. Welcome, Boris. We're here at CBOS.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to be here. Good to see you.
I know you had a long journey in, so good to have you here. What are your first impressions of the conference this year?
Well, everybody's talking about blockchain and stablecoins. I left my house in San Francisco. On the way to the airport, I saw not one, but two billboards about stablecoins.
Oh, that's great. Here in Frankfurt, right?
No, in San Francisco.
Both sides. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've seen a few of them here too.
Yeah. The trip started with blockchain everywhere, and that's how it's going. And obviously all the big companies are here. The small companies are here. And everybody's talking about stablecoins. The big difference this year is that,
well, Stellar, of course, has been in the game for a very long time in terms of crypto payments.
Yeah.
How have you seen institutions change recently in how they engage with you?
Well, look, I mean, these days the question isn't should we do something with crypto or stablecoins? It's how do we do it and what do we do? So we have a lot of institutions that are issuing stablecoins on Stellar, that are tokenizing real world assets on Stellar. We're quite a leader in that space. And so we're here looking to continue that momentum and get more high quality assets tokenized on the network.
That's great. And obviously you guys are based in the US. How would you see, the difference between the European market for stablecoin payments versus the US market?
A lot has changed in the US in the past year. And, I think the US is paving the way in terms of what can be done in blockchain. And we see a lot of activity in both areas, honestly.
Likewise. I mean, we're also based in the US. We've expanded to Europe now through our partnership with All Unity. I know Stellar is working with them as well, which is really exciting. And we're really thinking about the next steps to grow here in Europe for both of us. So a lot of exciting news to come between Zebec and Stellar, I guess, over the next couple of weeks. I mean, we've been working together now for years, but we're about to take this partnership to the next level, which we're very excited about.
Well, we appreciate the partnership.
Absolutely, yeah.
Zebec partnered with All Unity. Remember, All Unity is a stablecoin issuer of EURAU backed by Deutsche Bank, and it's micro compliant. And they talk about in the CBOS event, which they were both at, the main topic was stablecoin payment and how payments can revolutionize the traditional world of banking and solve cross-border remittances as well. Stellar Network focuses on that. Ripple and XRP solve that problem. Zebec focuses on stablecoin payments. So the reason why they went for all unity is because they are neutral. He talks about how financial institutions and banks want to issue their own backed bank stablecoins, and they want a bit of the market share. But in theory, they are all competitors. Okay, they are all competitors. They picked all unity because they can be neutral. It's kind of like Zebec with payroll, right? They are not changing the payroll system. They are just upgrading. Okay, they are just an infrastructure layer. Payroll companies and banks can just plug in to their infrastructure, their network layer that they've already made for years. Okay, they're not changing anything. They're just upgrading their payments, but in stable coins, since everything is going digital. But anyway, take a look at this clip.
So Alex, how do you see stablecoins this year at CBOS, and why is everyone talking about payments in crypto?
I think this, at least from a conceptual standpoint, this is the big breakthrough year, because all of the big corporations, including Swift now, ultimately since yesterday, is jumping on to efficiency potential from stablecoins.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a question at all if it happens, it's just when it happens and to what magnitude it's actually to happen.
Well, we've seen a lot from everyone from banks to financial institutions to governments talking about stablecoins. Why is All Unity so well positioned to serve these groups?
Because we're neutral. Ultimately, you have to think about it. Now, every bank can issue their own stablecoin, which theoretically is nice. But if you think about the big use case, which is cross-border payments, and multitude of corporates are involved in this payment cycle, and every corporate has a different house bank, and every house bank has a different stablecoin, then you need a huge OTC market for the exchanging of these stablecoins. And ultimately, the corporates just want to pay. They just want to care with all this, which is technically. So it's natural that you see fragmentation first, because it's a hot topic. Everybody wants to get into that topic and grab some of the market share. But ultimately, you just want to pay. And I think, yes, in theory, all financial institutions should come together, but essentially they are all competitors. So for us being neutral, available to everybody, I think that's a unique position.
And that kind of separates Zebec from the rest of the competition. I don't know any crypto firm that's doing payroll. It's very, very niche. And that's why I really like Zebec. If you're new to this channel, most of my videos are very educational and there's a lot of content. Okay, so if you're a new person, check out all my other videos that talk about stablecoins and Zebec. Anyway, in this next clip, I've been talking about how the Genius Act is a huge benefit for Zebec, because the Genius Act is basically, it's a new federal law that gives the banks and institutions the confidence to issue their own bank-backed stablecoins. Okay, so like for example, USDC is fully regulated. It's probably the most regulated stablecoin, and it's US based. It fits all their criteria, and it just means that the stablecoin needs to be pegged 1-to-1 with the dollar. USDC is pegged to the dollar, and it's backed by US reserve treasuries. Basically, everything kind of changed when that happened, because like I said, we've had past administration that was anti-crypto, but now the Trump administration is very pro-crypto, and Zebec's a US-based company, and all Unity is Europe-based. But the benefit of the Genius Act is that now US institutions can step in. That is good, because that's like a first-mover advantage. So, once blockchain technology is moving on-chain, like banks moving on-chain, that can inspire other nations to step in as well, because, the US is being the first movers. So they're going to get that market share first. And then if Europe sees that the US is doing well, they want that market share as well. So Genius Act can kind of inspire other nations to go on chain. Also, Zebec has been expanding in the UK. They're trying to get FCA approval, and they're trying to be ISO 222. The limit is not just US. They are trying to expand worldwide. Anyway, take a look at this.
And it's interesting to see, given that you're an EU-based company and an EU stablecoin, we are, of course, a US company. How do you see the differences in stablecoin adoption between the two markets, and how do you see that changing?
I think that naturally Genius Act was doing a lot. It was pushing a lot, mainly because it puts the whole stablecoin and crypto out of this, let's say, shadow area from the US of the last, let's say, couple of years. I mean, the big benefit, as I said, is for global corporations. And global corporations, they don't stop at the US border or European border or wherever. Yeah, so you need a service that spans cross-border. And I think the push from Genius Act pushed also Europe to accept more stablecoins and let's say slightly going away from CDBCs only. Same for China. And offerings like Zebec, they come over and they're actually for global corporations, they're a perfect answer to have a global workforce.
US dollar is the world's reserve currency. The euro is the second, maybe third world's reserve currency. So they've got a huge market share as well. So like I said, Zebec's not just limited to USDC payments. Okay, so now they have a euro-backed stablecoin that's MiCA compliant. And they talk about in this next clip that they are close to finishing their MiCA compliance. I don't know if it's already done, but I'm pretty sure it's coming anytime soon, guys. I know everyone keeps saying MiCA compliance, where is it? It's coming, guys. It's coming. What is it now? The 8th in the time of this recording. We've not got long left, okay? But all Unity is like the first step. That, you know, once they are MiCA compliant, they have a lot bigger institutions in play to expand in Europe. Anyway, take a look at this.
But global trade is not stopping at borders. So you need to be able to process all relevant fiat currencies globally. And euro is this second or third, depending on how you count, largest reserve currency. And for a lot of trade finance transactions, it's the second largest. So you need to be able to process US dollar, but also euro transactions. And Stripe is very well positioned to offer service in that regard.
And it's very applicable in the payroll space as well, as we serve many US institutions right now. And many of them have actually asked us about European payments, which we've not been able to support to this date until, of course, we complete our MiCA registration, which we're in process of finishing very soon, and finding a euro regulated stablecoin as well to work with. So we're very excited to now be able to expand salary payments from the US into Europe and also work directly with European institutions that may want to pay people in global payments outside of Europe as well.
That's a fantastic step because it is very, let's say, easy for corporates to get into stablecoin usage. They can do it for a limited number of employees to start with. A lot of global corporations have also labor force and maybe in high inflation rate countries or where there's differences, how the monetary treatment is. And so using stablecoins for payments is a perfect means to get into that market, is a perfect means to get into stablecoins at all. With this combination that the two of us offer, we can offer a fully fledged solution. And with your bridge into the US, again, for global corporations, if you really want to let's say embrace that, you have to be able to process it in the whole organization. And again, that doesn't stop at the border.
I will be a lot more active later on in future videos, guys. Please just be patient. You know, these videos do take a long time, 9 to 10 hours at the very least. And I was pushing really hard for that 1,000 subs. But anyway, that was just the start of the journey. I will keep pushing for you guys. Anyway, if you're not in the best crypto community on this planet, please join. Over 200 members. Let's get close to 300. And I'll see you guys in the next one.
Creation, which is the big problem that everybody's talking about right now.
Well, we did see it. To be fair, Paul, we saw it in NFTs.
Well, that's
Right,
a good point. Yeah.
Well, that was definitely a good summary of the XLM and the ZBCN partnership. Let me check the chat real quick. So this is Rico. I spent the rest of the dry powder. What was that? The rest of my dry powder in September at the 0039. Nice, Rico. Definitely. That's a good investment, not financial advice. This is just for entertainment purposes. 10 cents would be great. Buy. LOL. Serious. Seriously. Thanks, Tommy. Tony, my first cycle. I'm excited. Yeah, things are about to get crazy. We're all excited. If you are in on ZBCN, believe that, Tony, bro. I'm staying up. That's what I've been not doing lives. I've been working most of the day and staying up most of the night watching the numbers. And this is not my first bull run, but I know how it's going to work, right? If you've been around crypto, you know, all it takes is a couple announcements and we are running. So this is, did you see how bullish ZBCN is right now? It's like a spear just stabbing away. See what he's talking about? And it is pushing up. I'm gonna have to look at the trader view in a second. Shout out to who is that? Kogo NGA. This is Crypto Queen. History doesn't repeat, but this rhyme is getting loud. XRP is listed on Kraken 2017. Kraken 2017. For some reason I can never say that right. Priced 0.06008. 40 billion tokens circulated. No compliance, no stablecoin rails. Within 12 months, it hit $3.40 of 500x. Now, Zebec steps onto the same stage. Kraken listing confirmed. Price 005. But with 91.5 billion tokens circulating, see what they had. They have 40 billion, we got 91, 6 billion staked, and deflationary buybacks tighten supply. Visa Fast Track Circle Alliance RLUSD, Stellar Grant, FinCent registered MSB, XRP ran on hype. Zebec is built on Rails. XRP 2017 to 2018 006 to $3.40. That's what I'm talking about. 500x. ZBCN 2025 005 to what do you guys think? What do you think? I'm thinking maybe $1.50. Talking about a year, yeah, maybe $1.50. Different decades, better foundation, same spark. And this is Zebec Uphold. XRP forges the path. Zebec lights the way. Uphold battle tested journey. Zebec's promise emerging trends in the U.S. crypto markets and exchanges. Dr. Hasenbeck and Simon, the COO of Zebec. This is the one. ZBCN should go up more after other parts of the world wake up. I think so too, John. We should see some price action tomorrow. And crypto as a whole generally runs on the weekend anyway. So as the weekend approaches, we should see more and more. Tony S. Fire Day. Call the firemen, guys, because this is about to get hot in the kitchen. XCLM. Let's go. Let's see here. Welcome to Pre-Witch, everybody. What up, A-Train? What's going on with your fam? Peter Gunn's real right. Can we all go? Can we go all in? Can we go all? Not financial advice, but definitely run out of time. Already all in. I know that's right, Tone. A-Train. I've been all in for 5 months. This is RXRP. Could Zebec really go to $1, guys? I'm thinking so. Not financial advice. This is just me talking, but it's going to run, guys. By 2030, it might be 3 plus. I think you're right there, A-Train. This is RXRP. This can really see $1. Can this really see $1? This is RX. Can this really see $1? Wow. The use case is a necessity in the new world. Definitely. That's the only reason I'm thinking this is possible, guys. Think about it. Real world assets aren't going anywhere, right? Once you start the real world asset train, things are gonna get crazy. And the narrative that Zebec is running is the first, first move advantage, right? All we need is 100K holders. And we're pushing quick. I think we'll have 100K holders by the end of the year. We are all rich. Okay, guys, hold your horses. You got to be patient, right? A lot of people FOMO in, they don't see it pop and they dump. But we are diamond hand. We're here for the long run. Just remember, this is a long-term process, guys. Don't give up too early. Payroll by the second crypto cards. Brothers and sisters, this is the future. Hey, train, this is the way, right? Like the Mandalorian, this is the way. Tony S. A train. I'm trying to reach 100 mil. I'll be there by March. Well, throw your boy a couple meal on the way up, bro. Throw your boy a couple meal. I got a couple meal, your couple meal, my couple meal. We're on the way. But definitely shoot your boy a couple meal as the pump goes. We can be rich forever. Rich forever. I'm not trying to hype you guys, but definitely don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit your main man up with a super chat, bro. I'm just trying to keep the lights on here on BTM Crypto News Network. 100 million Zebec. Yes. A-Train, just kidding. Yeah, guys, I just want to follow back up. I've been seeing this a lot. Don't tell anybody how much crypto you got. I know it's hard to hold. I know it's impossible, but don't tell people, right? Tell people where you live, just for safety concerns. I don't want someone cutting your fingers off trying to get your crypto, or think that you have a lot of crypto. All right. A lot of people are claiming a lot of stuff to no avail, right? Crypto is something you want to keep private, right? We're going to see when the money comes what you're holding. So don't preempt it, right? Don't get caught up, because there are people out there, scammers and con man and all kind of crazy stuff. So be careful. This is definitely getting a Robinhood listing. I hope so. You got me there. Never disclose your real amount. Yes, definitely. That's the same thing I'm saying. A-Train. Guys, keep it secret, man. Keep it secret, right? Like what is that? The game of Hunger Games, man. You don't want to tell anybody anything. I don't even tell people I'm in crypto anymore, right? At this point, people are getting crazy. People are asking all kind of questions. So a couple of years ago, when I told people about crypto, they looked at me crazy, right? Like, you must be some kind of what is that? Trafficker or into something crazy. Now everyone's like, "Oh, do you know about crypto? What do you know? Can you help me?" Yeah, bro, I've been telling you for years, right? This is the move. But definitely, right? Keep it quiet, guys. Just keep it between us, right? This will be our little secret, right? Just keep it cool, right? I know things are about to take off and price action is going to get crazy. You're going to see those dollar signs rolling up. You're going to see those zeros popping, those commas going up. But keep it cool, ladies and gentlemen, right? Cool as the other side of the pillow, right? Keep it cool. You got to maintain the status, right? Don't go crazy too early. You don't want anything to derail what you've been working on and saving. Seriously, really. Yeah, guys, keep it cool. Keep it cool as the other side of the pillow. But I knew it was cap. I mean, I knew it was too, right? But just to be on the safe side, you know what I'm saying? I don't want somebody singing and following you home from the gas station thinking you got something and end up being in a lot of trouble for no reason, right? Just keep it cool, guys. Just keep it hood. Remember what XRP did when it went to Cybo 7, right? We're all rich. Just add to your bag. Definitely. Just DCAN, guys. It's This is getting crazy. It's gonna get crazier. But like I told the Casper guys, they're like, "Man, you sound like a normie. You sound like a newbie." And I tried to tell you guys, bro, you got to keep it cool. Anything can happen. Could be a black swan event. Could be some kind of madness, could be anything to bring the price down. But as of now, keep it cool and continue to dollar cost average. Right? Guys are telling me over the summer, or actually last summer, we're going to be millionaires. It's going to pop by the end of the summer. We're going to be rich. We're going to be buying Lambos. And I told you guys, keep it cool, right? Keep it cool. And they're like, no, you know what you're talking about. Bro, I've been in this for a while. I've been in this since, what is that, 17 and 18. I was mining crypto. And I'm telling you, anything can happen. I've seen so much weird stuff, so much backbiting, so much changing, so much crabs in a barrel, so much he said, she said, we didn't say that, we didn't do that. But I do have to admit, the good thing about Zebec is they're doing what they say they're doing. I've been involved in a lot of crypto projects that don't do what they say they're doing, right? They'll tell you one thing and doing something completely different, right? These guys are selling straight pipe dreams. And oh yeah, we're partnering with um Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to be our exclusive partner. Then time goes by, no announcement. More time goes by, no announcement. More time goes by, the crypto token disappears, right? And the whole time, they don't even know or didn't even do anything with Bitcoin the whole time, man. So you got to keep that in mind. A lot of these crypto companies and crypto groups are scammers, guys. So just keep it cool, man, and be patient. This will eventually start to run, right? But people get antsy, people get angry when it doesn't pop off, then they start going crazy. The next thing you know, it's running up and you sold all your crypto, right? You went to something else that's a rabbit hole and you missed out on the big payday. Think about it as winning the lottery, but not giving your ticket for 5 years max. Oh, wow. I didn't know you could do that. But definitely, any amount is a good amount. Definitely A Train. I see you coming with the knowledge tonight with much better odds. Definitely better than playing the lottery, bro. That buck that bought the bottle could have struck the lotto. ZBCN is my favorite coin. Mine too, Rico Clean. Mine too. Tony S. Major pump this weekend. I hope so. I severely hope so. But even if it doesn't major pump, be patient, guys. Like a lot of people are pending everything on something happening now, guys. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Be patient. You think that, wait, you think so that would be 2 weekends in a row? A Train, welcome to the fam. Everyone new. Definitely welcome to the Zebecians, the Zebec Army, the ZBCN network. We are here and we are live. Anyone needs help, just ask me. Not financial advice. Definitely not financial advice. Raider Lifer. On X. Anyone heard of XCL or ANZ? Actually, I haven't. What is that? This is a coin we can sell most of and buy back in the bear market. Is this a coin? I'm trying to hype guys. No problem there, Tony. I think Zebec is not a cost to sell big. It's more of accumulation as much as you can. Yeah, I don't think. No, no. I don't know that the price action is moving fast enough to sell and buy back in and ride it back up in the bear, but possibly we'd have to see how quick it runs. Train, thank you, my guy. What is this? Wait, it's weird. Wanted to say much respect, brothers. Brother. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that super chat. Know what you hold, fam. Definitely A Train. You guys are burning down the chat tonight. Common. Coinbase and Binance are lurking to join the party. Coinbase is watching. Phantom Beat, what up? ZBCN is the right utility at the right time. Right. Perfect timing. Next year, ZBCN will be in the NFL bet. I think it'll be this year, actually. Oh, yeah. NFL Super Bowl ad. Oh, that'd be crazy. That'll be crazy. That'll be mad if it gets in an NFL ad this year or next year or this season, but next year. Get the word out. Only helps our cause. I'm swapping UN, swapping till I hit my gold. I'm reading my own charts. So this is back to X. FedNow has launched as blockchain innovation delivers next gen instant payments, covering fintech, crypto, and digital assets and investments. Decentralized Web3 platforms like Ripple, Stellar, and Zebec are positioning to transform payment space by addressing the limitations of traditional payments systems to combine technology and finance seamlessly by paving the way for a new era of frictionless global payment. Web3 marks ongoing systematic transformation enabled through digital finance. An estimated 80% of the global financial leaders are aiming to use crypto for their business over the next 3 years. 80%. Oh my God. And or so delivering speed to sluggish payment markets is one of key factors driving adoption in the space. So there it is, clearly 80% gonna get into crypto to use these payments. Zebec and Uphold and All Unity Global Takeover from, let's make this bigger, UEF to NBA to NHL. Zebec is bringing real-time payroll cards, stable coins to world's biggest stage, the global takeover. Zebec is bringing real-time payroll cards, and stable coins to the world's biggest stage. And you got to imagine, right? Soccer is big, right? Overseas, soccer is bigger than football, which is American football, but around the world, it is football. So if they get into the soccer market, I don't know, guys, things just might be off to the races. Why Kraken listing still matters when comparing listings on crypto.com, 100 million users to Kraken's 10 million. Institutional optics. Kraken's one of the few U.S. exchanges that regulate institutions view as fully compliant out alongside Coinbase. Listed their signals, Zebec has passed full U.S. due diligence. Path to Coinbase. Coinbase often monitors Kraken's listings as a signal assets have cleared regulatory hurdles. Example, Stellar, Chainlink, Arbitron, all listed on Kraken before Coinbase. Say what? I didn't know that. Liquidity deepens. Coinbase liquidity is mostly retail, meaning smaller, fragmented orders. Kraken brings thicker order books and attracts market makers and fund traders. Better price stability and real market discovery. Narrative power. ZBCN trading on Kraken resonates more strongly in the U.S. headlines than listed on crypto.com because Kraken is older, fully regulated, and seen as a blue chip exchange. Kraken gives it validation Doors are opening fast. And yes, things are moving, guys. Things are finally moving. This is Creative Control. Me and Sale 062 were discussing the home team. Congratulations, 25 million raised. ZBCN, a Zebec Network. Please welcome Coin Follow Labs partnership. CoinFlow Labs. CoinFlow Labs is a Web3 payment stack built for business. CoinFlow employees are users. CoinFlow employees and users can now connect their bank accounts and move money from Zebec app to their bank account. Welcome aboard, fellas. Zcash price surges 250 to 180 on privacy demand. What is Zcash? 180? I need to check Zcash out. What the freak, guys? Keeping it moving. And this is Adipa. It's only a matter of time before early ZBN holders will get to experience this Zebec network. Oh, wow. That would be nice. Up 200%, 2000%. Please and thank you. This is would you bet on Tesla without Elon Musk or Ripple without Brad Gensinghouse? Simon is quietly turning Zebec into the future of money and motion, and most people hadn't even caught on yet. Which is the key driver here, guys. A lot of people don't even know about Zebec. Let's see what he's talking about real quick. Run this video. And of course, for some reason, I got to take my picture down to run the videos, which I think is weird. But let's see what the CEO of Zebec has to say.
Would you invest in Tesla without Elon Musk? Would you trust Amazon without Jeff Bezos? Or Ripple without Brad Garlinghouse? Every era has a builder, someone whose vision reshapes entire industries while everyone else is too distracted to notice. Now imagine a CEO doing that right now in crypto. But without the spotlight, without the noise, just pure execution. That's Simon Babakani, the quietly relentless force behind Zebec Network. While others chase headlines, he's been rewriting how money itself moves. Under his leadership, Zebec didn't just grow, it evolved. He brought in Gateknox, locking down compliance in the UK and Europe. Then Science Card, blending Web3 innovation with mission-driven finance. Through payroll growth partners, PayBridge, and school payroll services, Zebec began connecting traditional payroll systems with blockchain rails, like turning the old banking system into a living bloodstream of value. Then came the partnerships that made people look twice. Coda Pay, opening access to 3,000 US banks and over 100 million accounts. Uphold, powering Visa-backed spending with connections to the NBA and NHL. World Mobile, merging telecom and blockchain to bring real-time pay as you connect systems across developing regions. Zano, ensuring secure private transactions. And All Unity, Circle, and DWS, merging regulated yield and stablecoins into Zebec's financial ecosystem. It's like watching a conductor orchestrate an entire symphony. Every partnership another instrument, all moving to the rhythm of real-time value flow. Then came the breakthroughs. The Zebec Instant Card, live across Visa and MasterCard rails. A $500 million cross-border pilot with Amida, proving scalability beyond theory. And soon, the Zebec Super App, arriving Q4 2025. Imagine Apple Pay, Stripe, and Coinbase fused into one seamless motion. So let me ask you again. When you invest in crypto, are you investing in charts, or in the people who actually build? Would you have noticed Simon Babakani before today? Because while most CEOs are chasing virality, he's building velocity. And every quiet step forward is pushing crypto closer to what it was always meant to be. Fast, fair, and frictionless. The story isn't about who shouts the loudest, it's about who keeps the world moving. Zebec Network is powering the future of money in motion. Want more crypto videos? Check out my playlist. Remember, this post is brought to you by the Crypto Chrome. Like, follow, share, and repost this video if you believe that crypto is the future. And the future is now.
So shout out to Crypto Chrome and listen to what somebody Dixon, Danielle Dixon, CEO, stellar.org, has to say. This might be pretty short, but let me check it out. Be right back.
I'd say the other one, like if I could get like an ADP or a payroll service to leverage Stellar. Again, I know that that's not the sexy brand. Sorry, ADP, but I know you're not. Like that isn't like payroll's not sexy, but it is the thing that I think really demonstrates like global reach and opportunity for end users all over. So I think merchants, big name merchants, but also like those payroll providers kind of change everything. I'll say the other one, like if I could get like an ADP or a payroll service to leverage Stellar. Again, I know that that's not the sexy brand. Sorry, ADP, but I know you're not. Like that isn't like payroll's not sexy, but it is the thing that I think really demonstrates like global reach and opportunity for end users all over. So
Weird, but payroll is sexy. I don't know. But this is, wait, dare we drive down this rabbit hole? Dare we dive down this rabbit hole? Payroll gets a boost from FedNow service. Find out immediate wage access can improve employees' experience and foster strong employee relationships, payments, instant payments, banking, Federal Reserve. What? Innovate Spotlight Payroll. You've been paid. I don't know. I don't know. Somebody was telling me too. They thought it was kind of weird, right? The announcement with the um banking updates, right? The conference, and then the federal government striking, right? So a lot of these guys aren't working. So if you were to update the federal government's payment system, why not do it when they were off? I'm just throwing it out there, right? There's some weird conspiracy guys floating around, but now would be a perfect time to make the switch. I'm just saying, guys, keep an eye out. So if you hear something, let us know, man. Bring it to the BTM Crypto News Network. Even more ZBCN listings. Liquidity is flowing and Grove X, never heard of, but Grove X now listing Zebec ZBCN on Grove X, ticker ZBCN USDC, chain Solana. So shout out to Grove X, my guys. Welcome to the family. If you like it, I love it. Shout out to Grove X. Listing a Zebec. This is Flip the Switch. Lawrence Lillard? Lillard? Yeah. Says Jerome Powell has lost control when the markets realize 450 trillion will flow into assets that can't be printed. Bitcoin is massively underpriced. Say what? All right, let me go back, see if we can play this. We can come back.
He says we're going to get inflation back to 2%. He says we haven't lost control, even though he has. And the market believes him because the forward swaps are at 275 for 5-year inflation. It's bullshit, but people believe him. When things start to break, he will have to change his tune well before the inflation rate's 2%. And everyone's going to go, aha, that's interesting. He really has lost control. He cannot get inflation down. All those guys who've been talking about inflation is inevitable, they are right. And then you're going to see just an enormous movement of capital from other things into our things. There's $450 trillion of fiat shit in the world. Cash, stocks, and bonds. All of Bitcoin, what does it take? 350 billion, 400 billion? So we're 450 trillion, 400 billion of Bitcoin. Let's call it 6 or 7 trillion of sound money. Bitcoin, gold stocks. Okay. 450 trill of unsound money, bonds, cash, and stocks. When a quorum of the people come to the conclusion that they can never stop printing and that it is inevitable that they will have to continue to print, they are going to say, please protect my assets in stuff that cannot be printed. All it takes, it doesn't take the whole 450 coming into Bitcoin or gold for us to go way up in price. Even if only 10% of it comes in, that's $45 trillion chasing 7. How much does the value of our stuff have to go up? It's true that in 1980, when gold was very hot and very, everyone thought inflation would go on forever, right at the peak of that market before Volcker tamed it. Okay, in 1980, gold represented 20% of all financial assets, at that time. I mean, gold and Bitcoin today represent less than 1% of all financial assets. So there's plenty of upside here in the sound money stuff, if one assumes that they can never stop printing. And I believe that, with every bone in my body, I believe that. I think other people are coming to believe that, but for our stuff to work, we need more people to believe that. And, human beings do tend to, want to protect themselves. And so, as the word spreads and as the inflation continues to get bad or worse, more and more people are becoming aware, right? I mean, more and more people are being orange pilled, more and more people are aware of inflation, more and more people are interested in gold. I mean, everyone kind of gets it. I mean, this thing is broken. I mean, California, let's send out checks to help with inflation. Oh, that's a good idea. Spain just announced they're doing that. I mean, these guys can't stop. We're in the right place, but sadly, it's not going as fast as I would like, because we all have limited time on this planet. It's like, let's rip this Band-Aid off. Let's get this over with. Let's just solve it.
So he's right, guys. Time is running out. Shout out to Bitcoin Bean Club at the NAVS conference in Dallas. ZBCN family, now that Kraken has finally listed, confirmed it will list Zebec, the trading going live on the 15th this month. This means we're now paving the way forward. Coinbase, Binance, Robinhood app, and Gemini listing. Fresh liquidity is about to flood in. As ZBCN says, fresh new liquidity is coming soon. Riot is proud to be the major stage sponsor at this year's NAS Summit. Join our CEO, COO, and SEV of Public Policy Insight on Capacity Trade and Policy in AI Compute. Shout out to Riot. See Vegas Energy stage moderator Austin Mitchell from C-Notes. Along panelist, somebody, Mother of Energy, Don Lawrence from OBM to discuss energy automation for digital assets. So this was at the conference, and actually this is in Vegas. Oh, is this popping up? It's weird. We're honored to welcome NFL legend Terrell Owens to a packed house at the North American Bitcoin Summit. Adam Sullivan, CEO of Core Science, interviewed Owens on a powerful fireside chat and leadership resilience uncanting. Now, pickleball may have come up at some point. So this is the NAS conference with TO. And this is him interviewing on stage, which is weird. The interview's not here. So let me go back. Let's go back to Crypto Goon real quick. He's talking about that announcement as well.
Now, before we get to the rest of the video, I want to show you all something that's really exciting. This project
applications to go on chain. This is Web4 in a big way.
while it's still active. Now let's get back to the rest of the video.
Well, I'm joined today by Boris Reznikov from the Stellar Foundation. Welcome, Boris. We're here at CBOS. Thank you. Thank you. Good to be here. Good to see you. I know you had a long journey in, so good to have you here. What are your first impressions of the conference this year? Well, everybody's talking about blockchain and stablecoins. I left my house in San Francisco. On the way to the airport, I saw not one but two billboards about stablecoins. Oh, that's great. Here in Frankfurt, right? No, in San Francisco. Both sides. Okay. Yeah. Because I've seen a few of them here too. Yeah. The trip started with blockchain everywhere, and that's how it's going. And obviously, all the big companies are here, the small companies are here, and everybody's talking about stablecoins. The big difference this year is that companies are sending their blockchain teams, right? So it's not just talk to the guy sitting back at home, but they're all here and they all want to talk. Yeah. Well, Stellar, of course, has been in the game for a very long time in terms of crypto payments. Yeah. How have you seen institutions change recently in how they engage with you? Well, look, I mean, these days the question isn't should we do something with crypto or stablecoins, it's how do we do it and what do we do? So we have a lot of institutions that are issuing stablecoins on Stellar, that are tokenizing real world assets on Stellar. We're quite a leader in that space. And so we're here looking to continue that momentum and get more high quality assets tokenized on the network. That's great. And obviously you guys are based in the US. How would you see, the difference between the European market for stablecoin payments versus the US market? A lot has changed in the US in the past year. And, I think the US is paving the way in terms of what can be done in blockchain. And we see a lot of activity in both areas, honestly. Likewise, I mean, we're also based in the US. We've expanded to Europe now through our partnership with AllUnity. I know Stellar is working with them as well, which is really exciting. And we're really thinking about the next steps to grow here in Europe for both of us. So a lot of exciting news to come between Zebec and Stellar, I guess, over the next couple of weeks. I mean, we've been working together now for years, but we're about to take this partnership to the next level, which we're very excited about. Well, we appreciate the partnership. Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so they didn't go into much detail as far as the exact details of the partnership. Obviously, it's probably not set in stone. They got to get lawyers involved. They got to run tests. There's a bunch of different things they got to do before they actually solidify this thing, put it to real world use, and then make the official announcement to the public about what exactly the exact steps are with the partnership. So let's head over to Zebec Network, the actual chart. Now we had this breakout, and I'm still pissed off about this futures trade that I took right here. I actually exited right here. It would have been a $50,000 trade for me, which, when it comes to me trading crypto futures, when I make money on the coins, let's just say, I think I made about between 5,000 and 6,000 on this particular trade. I take that money from the futures market and then I buy the actual coins. Okay. So I talked about in my previous video, it was about 3 days ago. I said, hey, when we were up here, that Zebec was going to pull back, which it did, because you can see my line still here. And you can also check out my previous video that Zebec was going to pull back into this area of was resistance, now support. And then we're going to start making our way up and break our all-time highs. Okay. So I'm actually looking for Zebec to keep it moving and get up to 1 cent. Okay. So the way I came up with this is using the Fibonacci, as you can see right here, and I reversed the Fibonacci to come up with price targets, right? And just to show you all a quick example, which I've shown before, I'm looking forward to do something very similar to what Solana did in this triangle pattern that Solana broke out of. So as you can see, I made this on October 25th, and I said, hey, Solana's going to break up to the 141, $251, hit the play button, and Solana came exactly to the 141, $250, and then we had a pullback. So I'm looking for Zebec Network to do the exact same thing. All right, now let's head over to XLM, right, and check out what's going on over there. And XLM, again, is another promising technology. It's still, I think, undervalued. So currently we are in a triangle pattern, and we're actually waiting for this to finish forming. So I'm looking for this to come down a little bit lower to this low right here, and then make a move up. Okay, so just to give you all an idea, I'm looking for it to do like this. Boom. All right. And then at some point, seeing XLM going to the 74 cents price target, which is this is also the 141, and that will cause it to return to the previous highs, the all-time high being 93 cents. So short term, I'm looking forward to come to 74 cents, and eventually, we will break the $1 mark on XLM. This is pretty exciting stuff. They call this October. It's been kind of rocky for some of these cryptocurrencies, but things are starting to unfold. I think that this government shutdown had a lot to do with it. And also, we have some ETFs coming, and XLM will be a part of an ETF, I'm sure. And the more popular that Zebec Network gets, I'm pretty sure that will also be a part of an ETF and also be picked up by other companies to use, their services on the blockchain. Okay. But again, let me know down in the comment section. Do you have XLM or Zebec, or do you have both? Let me know how you're rolling out here, right? Again, I buy a lot of these cryptocurrencies, but I use the futures market to extract money to buy these coins, so that way my cryptocurrency business is self-sustained. Again, it's the Crypto Goon. I appreciate all my goons.
So shout out to the Crypto Goon and his analysis. Let's go back here to the chat. Wow, weird. Okay, so definitely past there. This is the one. Going through the chat. Can't remember where we were at. Let's see here on X. Oh, actually, it's right here. I'm checking. Let's start here. Okay, actually, we'll pass that. I got to learn how to read charts. To my favorite coin. Caesar helped me learn to do this. What you see in the charts, a train, is that a stronghold signal? Wink, wink, fed now. And actually, right, I didn't even look at the charts today. See if we can open up Trader View or Trading View. While we're going through the chat, next bear market is 30, 20, 30-ish. And chart looks pretty bullish. Coinbase and Binance are buying crypto. Star Rails has 3 huge purchases from each exchange. ZBN is going to be listed on all exchanges by December. Really? Peter Gunn is good enough for Robinhood. It can be treated like a stock. So can Tao. Steal a gem. What up, Tony T? What's our holder count? Holder count is 84,000. This isn't right because the other one says 85,000. We couldn't have lost that many holders. Let's see, where are we? This guy. For that to come up. People gonna think it's cheap at 25 cents. Yeah, 85,000. 476. Not sure why. CoinMarketCap says 84,000. That's weird. They're usually right on the money. Holder count 85,470. Is that what this shows? Where'd it go? 80, yep. 476, yep. Sounds about right. 85,470. Why is it struggling at the 005? It's meant to fly now. 2 weeks. It's all it takes through APIs to switch things over. ZBCN is overbought, buying time. You mean oversold? Yes. Phantom Beat. I have a Zebec. What up, Tony S? What up, Born? So let me go back to the chart. So if we can see here on the 5 minute, looks like it's blue, so it is bullish. So it is, I guess, overbought. And it's coming back down. It's hard to pop this 005 resistance, right? We hit that several times and can't get past it on the 15-minute chart. Red's on top, so it is showing bearish on the 15-minute. You've been losing volume. Now the volume's coming back on the 15-minute. On the 45-minute, looks like green candle. We're building volume. I'm not sure where there we go. So it looks like it is actually flat. It's not bearish or bullish on the 45-minute. On the 1 hour, looks like it's bullish. Blues on the top. 2 hour, still actually very bullish. And we are building volume on the 2 hour, which is good. On the 4 hour, looks like blues bullish, and we're building volume. So we're going to zoom out a little bit, go to the 1 month chart, and you can see here that was the line the last time at the 00. It's actually supposed to be the 006. This line is not straight. It's weird. Let me see here. And line this back up. It would be here if it ever freaking lines up. Here. So you can see here the all-time high was here. And since hitting the all-time high in May, I thought it was June actually. This was May. 007, right? Came down for us to pick it up, and this is the 004, which should go up to the 00. We can put this on the 005. Is this the 005? Yes, we're on the 005. So you can see here, whoever gets this lined up, I had a problem getting past the 005, right? We hit it once and went up to 007. And since then, we have been below the 005. Every time we get close, we hit it, we come back down. So that is that next resistance line at the 005. If we break it now, we might push past the 006 and possibly up to that high at the 007. Let's put this on the 007 just for representation. Where is this? It's a little high for the 007. It's here. We'll pull that out to here. Pull this down. I'm tripping. How is this? Wait, why is this? So the next leg up is the 007. But we got to break past the 005 first, then the 006, and then the all-time high at the 007. So let's go back to the day chart. Maybe that makes a little more sense. So you can see here, we hit it in August, bounced up to the 6 and came back down. Now we're pumping again in October. Last time was here in May. I thought it was June. So May was the last time we pushed above the 005 was July and August. So it's kind of hard to break that 005. Every time we push past it, right back down, push past it again, back down, right? So if we can hold the 005 and maybe push to the 006, things might start to pick up for us. But we'll have to wait and see. And I don't know why what is this? I don't know why the MACD is here. The RSI indicator. Yeah, why is my RSI indicator not showing up? Is it here? We're just not seeing it. Or we can remove the indicators. New indicators. There we go. So add back RSI. There we go. And add MAC. So on RSI, we are pushing back up to 63.7 RSI. RSI base moving average is 54.6. So you see here, when we hit all the way up, RSI was in the 80s, right? RSI was off the chart, and then we came down. So we're just waiting to push past. First step is the 005, which we're at now. Next step is the 006. So we're just trying to get to that 006, go to the 15-minute chart. That's why we pushed past it once, came back down. World Cup, the whole market is down. How can we expect a surge right now? Yet ZBCN is going against the grain. Sir, ZBCN always goes against the grain. That's the good thing about ZBCN. But you're right, right? We're not going to push too hard, not till the market comes back. But it's good that we're pumping. I always tell you guys, keep an eye on the things that are green when everything else is red. And you can see here, the market's pretty dead right now. So we're just doing pretty good to be green, period, on a red day, right? So when the real green day come, we're going to be way out in front of the party, guys. We're going to be off to the races. If it goes to the 006, it's going to be game over. Most likely an all-time high soon. You are right, sir. You are right. And that's what we are waiting on. But I suspect it's probably going to be some time before we break the 005. Pretty sure we're going to go back down, maybe push a little above the 5 and come down. But we'll have to wait and see. I think they're waiting for the volume to increase. Once that volume goes back up, we might have a good shot, but we will see. Hey, I want to check this on CoinMarketCap. See what CoinMarketCap has to say for there while the price is up, and then we'll shut it down. So this is the AI for CoinMarketCap. ZBCN, Zebec Network rose 7.3 over the last 24 hours, outpacing the broader crypto market, minus 2.6%. The surge aligns with bullish technicals, regulatory tailwinds, and DPN tokens, and momentum from recent partnerships. Regulatory clarity for DPN tokens, bullish impact. Technical breakout and bullish indicators, bullish impact. Ecosystems growth and partnership, bullish impact. Deep dive. Regulatory clarity for DPN tokens, bullish impact. Overview. The U.S. SEC issued a no action letter on October 2025, clarifying that the DPN decentralized physical infrastructure network tokens like a ZBCN and not securities under federal law. Rally, let's go. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And hit your main man up with a super chat. Just trying to keep the lights on BTM Crypto News Network. What this means, this reduces regulatory risk from ZBCN network, which operates in the DeFi sector. The decision encourages broader participation in DeFi projects, directly boosting demand for ZBCN. DeFi sector market cap rose 3% post announcement, with ZBCN leading gains. What to look out for. Further SEC guidance on crypto assets, clarification, and Zebec's compliant roadmap, MECA alignment in the EU. Technical breakout confirmed. Bullish impact. Overview. ZBCN broke out of the descending trend line on October 6th, forming a double bottom pattern near the 0035. This price tested the 0051, the local high, and now consolidates at the 0048 above the Fibonacci support. What this means, the MACD histogram turned positive, 5 zeros and a 9, signaling bullish momentum. RSI -7 at 55 shows room for upside before overbought conditions. Intermediate resistance at the 005, the 0052 aligns with the 23.6 Fibonacci retracement to the 0048. A breakout could target the 0057 and the 006, what we're just looking at. So we could push to that 006. What to look for? Sustained trading above the 0046 current support to maintain bullish structure. Ecosystems growth, strategic moves, bullish impact. Zebec expanded payroll integrations, payroll finance, on-demand lending, and partnered with Turnkey HQ for embedded wallet infrastructure in U.S. payroll systems. This means the collaboration enhances real-world utility, driving adoption of ZBCN-powered solutions. Zebec's compliance milestone SOX 2 certification and the U.S.-focused growth highlighted in October 8th position it as a regulatory-friendly project. That's what I'm talking about. Conclusion. The ZBCN rally reflects a mix of regulatory tailwinds, technical momentum, and tangible ecosystems growth. While bullish indicators dominate, watch for profit taking near the 005 and broader market sentiment. Key watch, can ZBCN hold above the 0046 support? And amidst rising trading volume, 73% in 24 hours. So it's back to the chat. And as we mentioned, got to stay above the 0046. Just waiting for it to come back up. And this is the 2-hour chart. Let's go down to the 1-hour chart. Got to stay above the 0046. Looks like we're holding there, which is pretty good. On the hour chart, just got to be patient, guys, and maybe we'll break above and back up to the 5 and then the 6. MNEXN, not red, it's pumping. The next is ZBCN. What is this ANZ? Zebec reminds me of early XRP or XLM. Missing out on this would be a huge mistake. You are right, sir. Dropping this would be crazy work. Bugatti, where you been, bro? What up, my guy? Zebec to 100x. Woohoo. I told you guys, just be patient. Where you been hiding that Bugatti? I thought you was rolling. That you had disappeared on us for a minute. I thought somebody had adult napped you. Chad, definitely Chad. Definitely I'm actually looking for supplies now to start building that boat. Hitter all day. Where all the Zebec haters at? We're laughing at all the haters while staying super bullish on Zebec. I know. I was talking about that earlier, man. All the fudders kind of disappear. It's weird when things start to push. These guys are not to be seen. As soon as it dips 1%, everybody and their mom's coming up to have something negative to say. Bugatti. Hmm. Does ZBCN have zero knowledge integration? I have to look that up. I have no idea. Zero knowledge integrations. I don't know. We could ask chat. That's where I get most of my information from. Anyway, I'm not even sure what zero knowledge integration is. Does ZBCN have? Man, I was in jail for illegal rabbit hunting. Bro, stop it. Bro, stop it. And one meal for 1K. And at one meal for that was a good purchase, my guy. Can't find any credible up-to-date evidence that ZBCN currently has a zero knowledge integration, ZK proof of privacy or shielded transactions. Some sources claim or speculate that Zebec is exploring privacy or zero knowledge features, but nothing definite in the official technical documentation or white papers so far confirms that the future feature is live in production context. What we found, what is known, Zebec's official document white paper describes Zebec as a governance plus utility token used for payments, staking, and decision making. Zebec has undergone a migration of ZBC to ZBCN, and I got in when it was ZBC. I wish I would have held all the ZBCN because it gave us a 1-to-10 split. But I used that on something else. I wish I would have kept it all in ZBCN. There are community discussions and speculative media that suggests Zebec intends or has proposed some privacy enhancements. Some less reliable sources speculate articles say ZBCN might use zero knowledge proof or ring signatures. Bottom line, no. Confirmed zero knowledge integration for ZBN is documented in official sources. Zebec may have plans or proposals in that direction, but aren't clearly described in technical white papers documentation. If zero knowledge privacy is a priority for you, Zebec may or may not meet your depending on whether coming roadmaps items deliver. You need to watch their updates or reach out to their team. So that being said, I guess that would be a no. Bugatti, let's go. I did not see a clear statement in the Zebec white papers or technical documents confirming that the active zero knowledge proof systems are integrated. Transactions, streaming payroll, or payments are made private via ZKP or shielded. Checking the white paper's privacy, the zero knowledge isn't clearly specified as a current core mechanism. No technical specifications found on how or where zero knowledge proofs are used, if at all on the network, which parts of the protocol, which data is private. Statements about private zero knowledge and some sources seem speculative, not official. That includes community forums, some Medium articles, but these are not strong proof. Some may be inspirational or part of future roadmaps. Yo, BTM, can we get a new fresh price prediction on Zebec? And I generally don't like to do price predictions, guys. You guys are pushing me into a corner, but I would say 10 to 12 cents by 2026 quarter three. 10 to 12 cents. Maybe more, but we still have not got to that 1 cent mark yet. So first stop would be 1 cent, and then 10 to 12, maybe a quarter, 2026. But it's slow going, guys. I know a lot of people get frustrated and sell, but this is a slow process, guys. This is a long road, right? You're not going to pump up and go crazy. You got to wait it out, my guys. ZBCN down with Quo 2. Yeah. Yeah. They're actually a partnership with Qual or Quo or however you say that. They actually have a card, and I've seen those guys as well. But I guess we'll play this quick video from Lee the Captain. If there's any new news, then we'll let this Lee the Captain ride out. See if my guy Money and Me is here. Because everyone's talking about the Kraken list, and I'm glad I broke that earlier. I was trying to put the video out, but it kept messing up. Bro, it's like the hardest video ever to list. Let's see what Money and Me has to say real quick.
Massive news for ZBCN. It just got a new exchange listing, and a pretty big one. But the question is, where do we go from here? Well, I'm going to give you guys my opinion in this video. Trust me when I say this is a video you do not want to miss. That is for sure. But remember, nothing here is financial advice. I could always be wrong. Make sure you guys doing research. Now, real quick before I get into things, for anyone looking for a great crypto exchange, check out my link to BTCC. Right now, they've got a giveaway happening. 300 USDT goes towards one winner. How to be eligible is pretty simple. You sign up, deposit, and trade between October 1st and 15th. All users using my link, new and old, is eligible for this 300 USDT giveaway. BTCC requires no KYC and no VPS. So the link will be in my description down below for anyone that's interested. All right, getting into things now. If we check out the crypto bubbles, we can see that it's a red day. Man, some of these coins have been taking a pretty big beating, actually. You got Astro down 17%, Pump down 12%, SPX down 12%, MYX, whatever this is, I still didn't look into it, down 11%, and BNB is pulling back as well. You know, it's so funny. A lot of people's talking about BNB over the last like few days or last week or whatever, right? And I made a video and I was telling you guys, man, a lot of investors is going to get wrecked, but you know, some people, they were probably still FOMOing into BNB and its meme coins at the very peak, and now BNB is pulling back, same with its meme coins. I was actually going to open up a short position on BNB, but I didn't. I would have made such a large amount of money. But anyways, regardless, let's talk about ZBCN. ZBCN has been quite the interesting coin over the last year. You know, we've been talking about this since, I don't know, February or March or something like that. We've seen the highs and lows. Once ZBCN started taking off, everybody was trying to spread FUD, saying this is a scam project, it's going nowhere, blah, blah, blah. Investors are going to lose all of their money. You better sell now. But ZBCN is still around and it's looking very solid, especially today when the market is pulling back. ZBCN is looking pretty solid. Matter of fact, over the last like couple weeks, the price action has been looking pretty darn solid, if you ask me. So it's only a matter of time before ZBCN gets back towards all-time highs. You know, during the initial rally on ZBCN, where we saw this thing go from what, 75 million to, I don't remember what the highs was, maybe 500, 600 million or something like that market cap. Okay. During that time period, the market was trash, was pulling back. ZBCN was rallying. Right now, the market looks like trash. Is ZBCN going to start rallying again? I don't know. But what I do know is I see a article here. Every time I make a ZBCN video, I always like to Google ZBCN just to see if people are talking about it, right? If anyone's making any articles. And this was posted a day ago. So 3 made in USA coins to watch in the second week of October. And they listed ZBCN here. Right here. So ZBCN climbs 21% as SEC's no action letter boosts deepened sector confidence. Bullish MACD setup signals potential upside continuation. Right. So yeah, this is a good sign. They didn't get too deep into ZBCN. This is more so about like the price action, but still, regardless, it's good to see that more and more people are just talking about ZBCN because the news just needs to be spread. If no one knows about ZBCN, how do we expect the price action to go in a favorable direction to us investors, right? And this is why I always tell you guys, make sure you talk about ZBCN. If you have an X account, talk about ZBCN. If you're following other people on YouTube, mention ZBCN in the comments section, right? People need to become aware of this thing, more and more people, right? It's got a lot of holders and the holders continue to grow, but we want this thing to get to crazy levels. We want it to at least get to $1 billion market cap. But anyways, this is the big news right here. ZBCN is coming to Kraken. Trading starts October 15th at 3 p.m. UTC time. This date is quite an interesting date to start the trading because we all know that on the 15th of every month, it's the token unlock. Now, the token unlock is very minimal in comparison to what it used to be. So I don't think it's going to really do anything in terms of like price action, but I've talked about that in prior videos, but I just think it's kind of interesting that, the trading day starts October 15th and today is the 9th as I'm recording this video. But what's very cool is seeing the price action on ZBCN because even before this news was dropped, I noticed that the price action for ZBCN has been pretty sideways. Leading up to the token unlock, again, like I've mentioned in previous videos, people normally sell off ZBCN because they're afraid that there's going to be, a dump that's going to happen on them. But we're not seeing that anymore. So what I believe is all the people that was in ZBCN just for the hype, most of them have left. That's what I think. Anyways, again, I could always be wrong. I'm sure there's some traders holding ZBCN right now, but I believe that most of the people that was just there just for the hype and just to make a quick little buck, most of them have left. And this is why we see the holder count continue to grow, and we're seeing like these exchanges starting to list ZBCN. It's only a matter of time before Coinbase lists ZBCN, man. I honestly believe that. But if we check out the price action right now, we can see that, let's see, on the month, ZBCN is up 23%. On the day, ZBCN is up just under 10%, and the current price is 0.0049. Okay, the current market cap is 456 million. I believe this is on the second page. Yep, second page of CoinMarketCap, sitting at spot number 130. So only 30 spots left until this thing is into the top 100. And like I mentioned before, once this thing enters the top 100 on CoinMarketCap, more and more people are going to be paying attention because you're going to pull up the crypto bubbles and it's just going to be right there in your face. ZBCN, a nice green bubble on the first page of the crypto bubbles. All right, so it's only a matter of time, man. I strongly believe in, and this is why I continue to make ZBCN videos. Matter of fact, check this out. I didn't mention this in any of my recent videos. I think the last time I made a ZBCN video was what, maybe 2 or 3 days ago. But it looks like Biconomy even listed ZBCN, as you can see here on October 7th. So Biconomy, new listing, Zebec Network for spot trading. All right, so
Definitely missed that announcement as well. But as always, guys, gonna have to shut it down. Thanks for joining. Thanks for your super chats, and thanks for continuing to support the BTM Crypto News Network. And hopefully we'll be back tomorrow to check the price and see what's going on. But as always, let's get back to the money, guys, and stay dangerous. It's your main man, BTM, signing out. Peace in hair grease, and see you tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time. Peace out.